tendency is to come off to the side here like this, even if I'm pressing down. But if I start pushing through that great toe, ooh, I pull myself right into an organized pelvic position. Hey, it's Denise here, and this is Pose of the Week. And today I want to show you one of my favorite poses that I do right at the beginning of the practice to prime the fascia. And the reason why I think that's so important is because I want my students tapping into their fascial lines to organize and support their body. It's next level. And the priming of the fascia, which we do with a few different movements in sun salutations, I really break it down and then I add in a few extra things. And that is so that they become more sensitive to those fascial lines. The fascial lines are they're highly innervated with sensory receptors that are going to help my students find balancing poses and organization of their body. So it's really going to highlight that for them early in the practice, and then they can bring it with them throughout the practice. So it's very, very simple. Mid sun salutation, I'll have my students step forward and then remain in a low lunge. So this low lunge, I want them squaring their body. But what they're going to learn here is how to do that through activation, not just alignment. So I want them pressing straight down into their front foot. What happens when they do that is it gives them energy that comes up through the leg into the core of the body. And then I direct their attention at the back foot, especially the great toe and the great toe mound. And I don't want to be passive here. I want to press into that as much as I can. So if I'm pressing straight down here and pressing straight back through this toe, what happens now is it organizes my hips. You know, tendency is to come off to the side here like this, even if I'm pressing down. But if I start pushing through that great toe, ooh, I pull myself right into an organized pelvic position. And then I can reach the hands forward. You could also reach them back or do something you find more interesting. But the point is, I've just given them an activation pattern that can organize their body. And so all this talk we hear about alignment not being everything, I agree, alignment isn't everything, activation is. This is really how we're going to support our students. So let's just look at it on the other side. You know, you can step through from downward facing dog. You could step back from the front of the mat. It doesn't really matter. We want to stay quite low. Press straight down into the front foot. Find that great toe. The great toe itself, very, very important for organizing the body. And I'm pressing through it. And what I'm activating here is my deep front line. I'm activating my deep front line. Look at how the arch of my foot is lifting. I'm pulling that energy into my core. And then I can reach through my hands. I'm reaching through the crown of my head. Through my great toe, I can feel all those lines of energy. I feel solid here. And then from there, we can step to the front of the mat. We could step back to downward facing dog. But I just want to invite you to, don't listen to what I say, try it in your body. Try to feel those lines and what's happening when you activate that way, and just see if it doesn't organize you. It's amazing. It's really helpful for your students, and that's what they need. They need patterns that they can take with them throughout the practice that are super useful to them. All right, I hope you enjoy that. Thanks for joining me, and thanks for all your support, guys. Bye for now.